Okay, my first time on both Instagram and Facebook. So, hi. I don't know where to look and what to say, and here we are. Hi, welcome. It's Honeybee Henderson, and this is Wake Up Wednesdays, which I'm committed to bringing back because I find it's a really good place for me to capture some of my own life teachings and share it here with you all. So if you have any questions in the next few moments together, please let me know and feel free to share this if our little blah blah today inspires you. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about the art of surrender and how it may come up for you. Because in the past, I have been hearing a lot of people say, let go, just let go, or working with a lot of clients, they come to me with a lot of tension in their bodies about not knowing how to let go. And the truth is, and the most honest answer I've ever received from and or about letting go is that there is no roadmap. This is your own path of alignment and your own path of sovereignty, and everyone's path is different. But there are a few key elements that feel very similar in each experience that I've come across with myself and clients, and I feel like I want to gift this to you guys, because if we're not living in a life of surrender, then what are we resisting? So the way that I know is that the universe is always changing, obviously, which means that we have to align ourselves to the movement and the change and the fluidity of what's coming. When we resist the change or something doesn't go according to our plan, it can be a little bit challenging for the nervous system. So I want to share a personal story today about the last couple of days of what's been coming up for me. I think this is the part I feel like might be helpful for us. I have some big change coming up in my life, and I'm not really the one who is super jazzed about big change. I don't know how many of you are. Sometimes it's very exciting. Most of the time it freaks me out. About 4 years ago, I feel like I got plucked from Los Angeles and sent over to Jordan, which has now become a second home for me. And this has been my training ground of how to live a life of flow, or how to live a life of surrender. Life continues to teach me over and over again on how to really let go and to be more present with the changes that the universe wants to bring for me. So a couple of things first. Number one, I feel that the universe is a benevolent source of energy, and also that you are the creator of your universe. So this is why for me the inner work is of the utmost importance, because you have to really look around you and see, what am I creating from my unconscious beliefs, what am I creating from my patterns, the things that I say. So you have to be really diligent and look at the pieces of the puzzle of how it is that you are creating. One of the things that I found with this is it gives you the power back. So we cannot play victim anymore. We're not a victim of life's catastrophe. We're just simply not. We are creating all the time what it is that we want to, as a soul, experience in this lifetime. So back to my personal story. Yesterday I went through some big shifts, and I was really caught up in the energy. I was feeling the pressure, the tension, not sure what to do, not sure how to move through it. And what I know to do is to find support first. So I could hear myself sort of tweaking out, and I realized that I needed to get some support, because there were some blind spots and some things that I just simply wasn't seeing. And sure enough, after talking to a very dear sister of mine, she told me that the energy felt very fast when I was sharing, and it was very scattered. So I knew that my job was to slow down and to connect with the energy. This is something that feels a little bit foreign at first, because slowing down when you need to move fast feels kind of like the antithesis of what needs to happen. But in reality, the slowing down is what gives us the space to deal with whatever emotions are coming up. And emotions are not negative, they're not here to hurt us. They're actually only guideposts. It's a technology that's given to us to come back into alignment with whatever it is that we need to be in alignment with. So this energy was pulling me, and I just gave myself the evening to get quiet, to get present with what was coming so that I could gain clarity on what the next step would be, what's the next thing that I can do to support myself in this wave of change, in this thing that is going through. And what I realized was that the more I slowed down, the more I could touch the subtleties of the energies that wanted to move me, that wanted to move through me. And within a very ordinary moment, working diligently with the unconscious patterns that were coming up, and this noise that I was replaying in my head that I've done something wrong and I'm going to get into trouble, and just some old things that have come up from like a younger part of me. And I did a lot of self-soothing, like, it's okay, sweetheart, you're okay, you haven't done anything wrong, you're okay. This voice is also very important. So slow down, number one. Also start cultivating the voice of the loving presence. For me, it's Divine Mother. For you, it may be something else, but that loving presence that holds all of it. So when I can slow down, I can watch the way that the mind is trying to work with the energy and process it, and I can start adjusting my thoughts. I can start interrupting the pattern of the thought of, you've done something wrong, you're not worthy, or this, all these stories that are kind of playing in unconsciously, but out loud yesterday. And so what happens is that the slowing down gave the energy permission to move, which is key. And this is what I really want to touch on, is that when we're working with surrender, it's really like, take your person out of it, take your personality out of it, and just see what's happening from an energetic perspective. When the energy comes forward, am I going to meet it with resistance, or am I going to try to dance with it and move with it? So the slowing down process really gives and gifted me yesterday a big spaciousness to meet the energy in a new way, to which the energy broke through. The tension, the stress, the pressure, the friction of all that is trying to birth life through me, that from my human perspective feels a little bit uncomfortable, to say the least. It feels uncomfortable. But this energy is asking me to either work with it or resist against it. Let me see if I can simplify that. When I slow down to meet myself with whatever feeling is coming up, the feeling then has a chance to move through the body instead of staying stagnant and stuck. The energy, if I choose to continue on my path, which was resistance, if I continue in that way, then I will meet more resistance. If I can continue in a way that's spacious, that gives me a chance to breathe, that gives me a chance to feel, this will move through me in 90 seconds. Science and psychologists have proven that an emotion, a raw emotion, lasts 90 seconds in the body. And the rest is just what we do with it. So if I can get myself slow enough and present enough to meet the emotion, to receive it, to let it move through my body, then it may break me open into something that feels like a deeper resonant place. So for me yesterday, I just was having all this tension, stress, pressure, friction. These are all very important elements of the creation of life. But I went through this process, and it actually, the energy threw me on the ground. And it broke me open in a way that connected me to the energy of Divine Mother. And for me, everything that I've ever done in my life since I have said yes to Divine Mother has been for her. And in this moment of pressure, tension, stress, and friction, I allowed myself to just relax my nervous system and let the energy of that move through me. Once it had moved through me, there was a spaciousness where I can access more clarity, more wisdom, more solutions. So this is for all of us. When you are having an emotion, it's trying to get you back on track. It's either telling you, this is how I feel, and it needs to move, or I need to continue forward. But the emotions are technology that's embedded in our system, that's embedded to support the nervous system in receiving the natural guidance of our own spirit, of Creator. And the way that we move in through places, you're right, is doing practices that get us more used to what it feels like to move energy. So waking up from the unconsciousness of life, just going about, and really waking up to the fact that, yes, I am Creator, I am part of this. So when life chooses to make changes for me, if I can meet those changes in a slow fashion, I have the opportunity to feel the energy and just let it move through me, instead of feeling the energy and getting scared from it and, having some discomfort in the body, which may eventually lead to dis-ease. When I slow down, I can catch the traps of the mind, these unconscious stories that have been going off incessantly. And I can shift them in the moment, every moment. So surrender, the art of surrender, is really about, for me, it's about moving a little bit slower. It's about really taking perspective, taking a step back and seeing where my nice animal spirit totem flying around. See, she's always here, the fly knows. And I see you, love you, but I'm busy. So when we meet these changes, if we move with it a little bit more slowly, we can actually open up to the wisdom and the intelligence that's embedded in our system that wants us to move in a certain way. And if you can't access this slowness or this spaciousness, call on support. We're here to help each other. So what was beneficial yesterday with calling my friend is that I just shared with her what was happening, and she just said the energy is too high and you need to slow down and get grounded and then see what happens. And that is beautiful guidance, because she could see my blind spot. I was really in the process and moving through it and feeling frustrated and getting scared and having all these stories come up. And then the invitation to slow down really gifted me an opportunity to meet Divine Mother. Because I slowed down, I gave myself space, the energy moved through, and I spent a good, long while just surrendering to Divine Mother. Praying, asking for guidance, thanking her for her support and her wisdom, thanking her for holding me through this, whatever passage this is and whatever this is bringing. So yeah, being conscious and present, it is a gift. But in order to be conscious, it's kind of like, let's move slower, because we're not always going to be, life is not always going to meet our plan. And our plan is always going to be changing according to a million of variables that are contributing to our life from both the seen and the unseen realms. So when your friends tell you, you just gotta let go, I'm not interested, I would really recommend, and I say all the time, let go of letting go. Let go of letting go. The letting go happens when you're not thinking about letting go. But something that you can do is to really slow down so that you can move into alignment with what your creation, your soul has brought forward for you. So slow down, move with the energy. It's not personal. Nothing is personal. So if you can allow yourself to just move with the energy, it's a little bit, it just makes life a little simpler. I hope this is helpful. I'm curious what you guys are moving through, and let me know. And if there's anything I can support you with, please keep me posted. I'm excited to be back in a creative mode, which has been missing for my moments. And I hope these are helpful. Wake Up Wednesday. We'll see you next week. And if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, let me know. I'm here. Namaste, friends. Blessings. Peace.